Good morning, guys. Theo here on Common Sense. Today we're actually recording a video inside because it's just gonna fit better today than I do it earlier. And right now I have this sort of reverse curfew situation going where I lost the key to the outer door, which I lock at night, and I just go up so much earlier than everyone else in the building. 3:33 today, so yeah, this is what we got today. Fresh out the cold shower, maybe you can tell from my nicely combed hair here. But okay, today I want to talk about why I prefer prolonged fasting, so doing fast of 48 hours plus when you don't eat anything, why I prefer that for fat loss over the more traditional way of cutting with a daily calorie deficit. So let's talk about that first. Is it really the more traditional way, or is it the way that gets spouted the most in the mainstream fitness industry? And of course, just the fact that most of us are used to that eating is something you do every day, right? Most people haven't even fasted for a day in their life. So, okay, what you're going to realize about the fitness industry is, just like any huge industry, there's going to be a lot of people that just see an opportunity to make money, right? And there's nothing wrong about making money off of providing a good service or product that actually helps people. But there's going to be a lot of people that's like, okay, what product, how can I come up with a way to make money off of people, right? So when we think about the thing like fasting, like why isn't that promoted more? Like at least prolonged fasting, why isn't that promoted more in the mainstream fitness industry? Well, there just isn't a lot of money to be made off of fasting. It's really only if you do something like what I do, right? You coach people and fasting is one of the tools you use. But for a lot of other people, it's actually in their interest to make you think that it's not good. No, fasting is actually not good. Oh, it's such a stress on the body, it harms you like this. No, you lose muscle for doing it, la-di-da-di-da. So yeah, just a quick little lesson on the fitness industry there. There's so much bullshit going around, so much fear-mongering, and that's one of the aims with this channel, that I have done so much research myself already in both more and less mainstream places, and then done my own research, doing my own experiments. So my aim here is for you that can see that I'm real, to just give you the shortcut, like this is crap, just don't listen to this, listen to what I tell you right here. But okay, why I prefer it is because to me it's just so much easier to not eat anything than to just slightly undereat for an extended amount of time. I feel when I do it, like I can because I'm disciplined and I don't really have huge food addiction, but the way I feel when I just eat on a slight deficit is sort of like if I started peeing and stopped right before, it's like, that's little like, something left, right? But when I fast, I just go into a different mode. I feel focused. You do, because you enter a slightly stressed state from the fasting. I'm fasted, morning fasted right now. For this video, I love the focus there. I like the effect. I actually like a lot of how I feel from fasting, and I don't really feel hungry then. It's like my body goes into a certain mode. And I'll say this, that when you're new to fasting and you're food addicted, it's not like you can expect to feel this way from the get-go. But to be honest, a lot of people do too. That they were maybe afraid of it, but then when they notice it's just such an easy rule to follow, just don't eat. Just don't eat, right? So to me, it's even easier like that, because then I can, instead of having a daily deficit, I can do a weekly fast where I don't eat anything, and then I can actually eat what I'd normally eat on the other days. And so what I have found with this too is that it keeps my metabolism and just like bodily functions and energy much higher, even at lower body fat percentages, because that's also something you hear a lot in the mainstream that is not necessarily wrong, but I'm going to get to it, that, you know, when you get down to really low body fat percentage, it's like, it's such a stress on the body, you lose sleep, you have low energy or no sex drive, stuff like this, you know. But I feel like that is because most people have just reduced and reduced calories for such a long time that when they get there, the body has had to like, okay, we have to turn down these bodily functions and have to turn down the metabolism. We're trying to hold on to everything. So you instead of just eating a lot and pulling out the food completely here and there, you're just like gradually eating less and less and less. And this is my experience, because I did this earlier on, before I got into fasting, so years and years ago now. But that's what I noticed, that at the point I didn't even lose weight at really low calories. And yeah, and I didn't feel great or anything. Now, I feel great. My sex drive feels great. My energy is great. I can eat a lot without putting on a bunch of fat after a fast. So this is one of the things too. And then, of course, it's just the fact that I can enjoy it more. I like everything with how it is more. And then I just know these other benefits I get from it. You know, the growth hormone boost, the autophagy, the recycling of old cells, right? The mental clarity, the kind of that I see the sort of antidepressant effect. When you just remove food, your perspective changes. Even if you don't feel acutely hungry, that I don't really do, for the overwhelming majority at least of a fast, it just changes your perspective when you haven't eaten. For it, certain things don't seem that important anymore, right? And the mental clarity, just the cleaning out of the body, that you get all of this at once. That's the incredible thing. But so what I say too, because it's just something that I don't need anymore, but with these kinds of routines that I would do for myself, before I go into that, there's one more thing that I like with it, that when I bulked, like gone off the fasting completely for a while, and then I like to do it this way, like I said, instead of a daily deficit, I have like a weekly fast, 48 to 72 hours. But it's also that now when I got to Greece, for instance, it's a very nice way to do lean bulking, because I've gradually been getting stronger here, and I've done 3 like 60-ish hour fasts since I got here. Just cut off the little fat that went along with my kind of lean bulk surplus. I eat 3,500 to 4,000 calories really. Just gain a little bit of fat from that, and then I just hit the fast when I intuitively feel like it, and the excess fat is gone. I'm shredded as ever again. So that's something I like too. But so the last thing I want to come to is that when you're a person that isn't here yet, all these things would be great eventually for you too, right? And many of them would from the start too. But one thing that is so amazing is the food addiction reversal effect from the fasting. The fasting, it's good for any addiction, reversing any addiction to fast from food as well, because it's just such a major dopamine hit and something that we will actually need in the end. We can't fast forever, right? But it helps scrub out the dopamine receptors that are connected to taste, so that you know, both that you crave food less, and you will get to experience a lot more taste from the foods if you've desynthesized your taste buds from all these hyper-palatable, ultra-processed junk foods, right? And of course, it's the insulin sensitivity factor. You restore insulin sensitivity, so you're going to be able to go longer without like energy dips or getting cravings and feeling hungry from the fasting. So it's incredible. I have these protocols for my clients where like, to me, it's like win. It's like ridiculous that it isn't a bigger thing, that it's been so hidden away in the fitness industry, because it makes everything easier to me. You can eat more when you eat. You get all these health benefits, and as you lose weight, you can get rid of the food addiction. It's like, I will do for certain people with certain circumstances and certain goals. I won't use for all my clients these kinds of routines for fat loss. But in general, I can't say, like, how can I can't really come up with anything that's better with the other, and I'm really trying. I'm here, I'm not dogmatic, you know. I want to like give every method or everything that I don't necessarily would choose to do myself credit, but I can't with this. And that's what I want to tie the knot on this video with, like the more traditional way. It must be fasting. It just makes so much sense. It's just, the only time it doesn't make sense is when we've been spammed with all these ideas. Like, first of all, just used to eating every day. Then it feels like, oh, not eating at all. That feels strange, right? But all these other ideas, oh no, you lose muscle. I'll say that right away, by the way. You don't lose muscle. I have videos about that. But from my experience, it absolutely doesn't happen. And it just doesn't make sense either. That if you have body fat available to utilize for energy, why, when you don't get energy from the outside, would the body immediately catabolize the one force you have to go collect more energy, more food? Just does not make sense, right? But yeah, when we remove all these things that have been put inside us from the modern world, I mean, it's so clear. I need to lose weight. I don't eat. That's it. Like, it's so simple. So simple. The Greeks did it. Well, not only for fat loss, of course, but yeah. I guess that's everything. Why I prefer prolonged fasting over the daily deficit. So please leave a comment. Please tell me if you think there's any upside to do it, because I literally can't see it at this point. I literally can't. What's your experience with it? And like and comment anyway. Comment. It helps support the channel, so I appreciate it a whole lot. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, mindset. It's a mindset, guys. Okay, I will see you later. Peace.